Hello, Mzansi. I'm Caesar Mapena, welcoming you to an exciting, next 30 minutes coming up where we talk strictly football. We'll be focusing on the Tsalanang games, HollywoodBets sponsored Tsalanang games that happened, of course, during the Easter weekend. That's later on in the show. We'll also be speaking about everything local in the way of the DStv Premiership as well as the Nedbank Cup with Jerry Skosana. But to start things off, we, of course, do have Shane McGregor and talk about what's been happening out in England. And there's plenty of talking points, plenty of goals being scored. The race at the top, interesting as ever. This may go down to the last 10 minutes of the league season. But let's talk about the big one. United Liverpool. You and I, of course, were at odds with me being on the red side, well, the proper red side, the United side, you're on the Liverpool side. But 2-2 the scoreline here. Entertaining game, but many will feel Liverpool here could have walked away, and maybe should have walked away with the 3 points.
Yeah, brilliant game. You know, if you look at the game for the purists, it's a very, very good game. United had a couple of chances, scored 2. Liverpool had many chances and scored 2. And we're lucky to get away with a result in the end. You know, they went down 2-1 and then came back. But that's the game. You don't score goals, you don't win games. We all know about that in the local leagues. We don't score goals. So that's the part and parcel of it. And makes it interesting for going forward. You know, like you say, could go down to the last 5-10 minutes of the league season. When
one side drops points, and they don't necessarily lose games when they drop points, those that are in the running here, the top 3, City, Arsenal and Liverpool, it's usually a draw, but they're all still within 2 points of each other. City scoring goals away from home put Crystal Palace to the sword, 4-2 the scoreline in a 6-goal thriller there.
Sword, easy victory. Same as Arsenal. Big win for them.
That's a big question that we've been asking about Arsenal. We've seen youngsters now growing into young men from being young boys that are reaching the standards maybe many thought they might reach out at Arsenal. But the big question is, at this time of the year, this time of the season, March, April, May, when you need to start winning games consistently, can they do it? Are they looking at a side that could take this down to the wire?
Definitely. You know, the big difference from last year and this year is one player. And, I was actually speaking to Chris Air last week. Rice, if he gets injured, they're in big trouble because he gets everything going. You get him going forward defensively, he helps the defense. You know, he sits in front of them, so he's a very key member of their squad. So they've got to keep him fit and got to keep him in action. But Arsenal, you know, they're looking forward to this the rest of the season. For them, it's a simple thing: win all their games, they win the league basically.
Top 4 race, we've been talking about it quite a bit. We have to keep talking about it. Tottenham at home, Nottingham Forest. The right Tottenham shows up on this particular day, because we never know which one does show up.
But that's the thing, you never know from week in and week out. You never know. It's like Man United. You don't know who's going to come, what team's going to pitch. But the right team pitched, got the result. They now are sniffing it, so I think they will keep on going. It's going to be very close between them and Villa. Yeah,
Villa drop points 3-3. I mean, another exciting game. Great for the purists, but must be a headache for the coaches, though. 3-3 against Brentford?
Exactly. The coach was pulling his hair out. But as I say, you know, it's going to be between those two. Both might get in at the end of the season, we'll see. But at the end of the day, it makes it exciting for us, the viewers, to have a look and see, obviously going to the end of the season.
So they score 3, Arsenal score 3. Those two come up against each other on Sunday. That should be exciting, the last game of the weekend.
Very exciting, but I do think that Arsenal have got the bit between their teeth, and I think they'll get the job done.
At home against Villa, you think
they come up against Villa, but I still think that Arsenal will be too good. They're very clinical at the moment. They're scoring goals. I just feel that, given what's going on, they'll get the victory done.
One thing, they are scoring goals, different types of goals from different types of players. What have you made of their defence, though?
That's the big worry for Arsenal. They're leaking goals as well. But as I said, you know, if you score more than the opposition, it's fine, you know. But that's why Rice is so vital for them, just to shore that up a bit. But I still think that after this game, Arsenal know exactly where they are.
Liverpool, Crystal Palace, another game that's happening on Sunday. It's the first of the games on Sunday. It's one of those where we can't turn away from. Once again, we're going to be glued to our screens here.
Palace are normally Liverpool's bogey team, and it's always one of those games where I don't look forward to, because I know that Palace always give them a hard time. They know what they have to do. Let's just hope they bring their scoring boots. One thing that Klopp did, so, you know, he got interviewed and he got asked about the guys missing so many goals, and his answer was brilliant, defending his players, saying it's those same players that scored the goals in other games that have got us to the situation, so you can't blame them. So, you know, he does deflect from his players. But I think Liverpool will also get the job done.
We have to talk about Luton up against City. Luton currently at 18th spot in the league table. They are on 25 points. Sheffield right at the bottom on 16. But they're up against the City side that needs to keep the pressure on the sides that they're running up against.
As far as I'm concerned, it's going to be how many City won by.
Wow!
Not even a Luton trying to get a result as to how many City won by.
Especially since they're playing at home, yeah?
Exactly. Yeah? You know what, as I said, when it comes this time of the season, they know what they have to do and they go out and do it. I mean, I watched their midweek game and they need to score a lot of goals because obviously the goal difference is going to count coming in the season.
Is City one of those sides you look at, the more at stake, it seems to bring the best out of them? Is that one of...
I think when they're under pressure, they seem to play better. And, they know, look, they're going to come up against Luton. They won't take a goals they won by against. So Luton team will concede a lot of goals.
Here's a game that could give us lots of goals. Speaking of goals, good entertainment, but it's hard to call. Newcastle Tottenham.
Also, very hard to call, because, once again, Newcastle, that team is blowing hot and cold, as is Spurs. I actually think that Newcastle will go very close to winning this one. I like Newcastle. I like the way they've been playing. As I said, they got a lot of their players back from injury. Yep. Never give up, never do or die, and they're always in there. I think Newcastle can get something off Spurs, and it'll be good for Villa because I think they're going to get beaten. So both teams could get beaten on the weekend and stay the same there, but I think Newcastle will get something out of this one.
Well, let's hope you enjoy the football that will be on show this weekend. Thanks so much to Shane McGregor with his predictions, of course, and getting so many right last week as well. So let's look forward to seeing him next week and seeing how many got right this time around. So on the other side of this, we do have Jerry Skosana, who will be stepping up to speak all things local football.
Check these guys. Let's show them how it's really done. I see it. Let's have a
your feet like this.
Let's see how you play.
Move your feet like this.
Welcome back to Game On, and as we promised, we have Jerry Skosana here and me. I want to talk all things local football. Let's start off, Jerry. Firstly, I hope you're having a good day. It's a great weekend, good football to look forward to. But let's start off by talking about Imamelodi Sundowns. Doing well on the continent, Bashai Young, not too long ago. Also, focusing on the league, Babuya Bashai Cape Town Spurs in 1-0. They're just stretching that unbeaten run now, 44 matches. They are looking as though it wasn't the season, Mangasha.
Yes, I think a credit to Sundowns. Globally, they've been regarded as one of the best teams in terms of winning streak, being unbeaten. So if you also look at the Champions League against the Younger, well, controversial call.
Yeah, people like technology.
But let's congratulate Sundowns for advancing into the next stage. And also, you look at the league. I mean, I always say Sundowns, how many players do they have? Because you can play Sundowns 3 games, one. They will always get along good in terms of results and players. But look, I think Rulani Mukwena is the one that needs to get the best credit ever as a coach. Because as a coach, you work with a big number of players. You need to understand all of these players.
All of those players.
And how many are there at Sundowns? You also give credit to him because he's handling the job at Sundowns so well.
Now, another team that's maybe is a bit of a surprise package for some, but not for people like you that watch and understand football. Stellenbosch FC, 20 matches unbeaten in all competitions. 20 for Stellenbosch. They're another side this season that is showing us, look, within the years to come, could be a problem. If I can't be a problem, one man.
You know, something which we don't look at as South Africans. It's the way Stelis produce our players. If you can ask somebody, as much as Stelis is Telugu number 2, to say, can you mention maybe 4 players who Stelis? It's difficult. Because the way they do things, it's like players that are unknown. But when they come into the limelight, they're doing well. You're talking about Van Wyk, Reyners, Titus. You know, all of those players. I mean, it's just a good team. I mean, what Steve Barker is doing, not to go for the so-called big name players.
Yes.
He's the one that normally produce players for other clubs because people wanna look at what he's doing. Because into enhla ile promotion ayenzayo kulaba bafana abancane from the development to East Ellis, and look at where they are now.
Let's shift focus and run Begu Pirates manje bashayi 071. One player that's made me very happy, Umabaza. Kosafa, before the season started, the Rashisa lapia, he started to find his form, the confidence. Why Swallows built on that confidence. Manje is red hot lapia Pirates.
Yeah, let's not just judge Ngekeme one.
Sure.
Because the game, he's the same player that missed the penalty.
Sure.
He scored a hat-trick,
yes.
but he also missed the penalty.
Yeah,
what if it was the most important penalty that he missed in that result? Yes, they won 7, a good score, but Yasmin among violate us, man. Why banga flang amagul? Maybe ba win 2-1, take the other 5 and transfer one game. But yeah, if it's your day on the day, good. But you look at when they lost to East Kokone, it wasn't a good thing, you know. But yeah, let's give credit to them. Let's hope they will continue doing that, especially Umabas.
You know, now for the last 3-4 weeks, Chipa United, the East London, the crowd they get there. So my chiefs are here for Rasha Ilapi.
But I see one below.
Yeah.
I told you, East London.
Yeah, East
London.
Yep. East London. Well, it's East London. Yep.
That was something which everybody would be glued to, you know, because Chiefs are not doing well. Chiefs are not a big team everybody can follow. But that game was like, for me, one of the best. One of the best.
How do you see the performance? No, but the performance. Let's talk performance is cheap.
Yes.
2-0.
Both teams.
Yeah.
Yes, both teams. Chiefs were just unlucky not to score.
Yeah.
But it was a good game to follow.
Good crowd.
Good crowd.
Yeah.
You know, even the weather wasn't that good. The pitch was slippery. But this is what you want to see in South African football. Because as a player myself, if I have to give the performance, it's because of the people on the outside that gives you the oomph, you know, the courage and everything in you to give so that everybody's happy. You know, you understand the people that were glued on the TV screen, the people that went into the stadium. To me, it was a good advert for our DStv Premiership.
Let's talk about Chiefs, the Kevin Johnson. Maybe some of the fans might be getting a bit frustrated. 14 games now. Johnson has been in charge. He's won 5. That's 15 points. He's drawn 4. That's 4 points. He's lost 5. 19 points from 42. It's not even 50%.
No, not at all. I think the pressure that I think if the Mutau family are getting through, it's like chopping and changing of coaches. It's not good for a big club like that. You need consistency. We coach or hire really. So the way things are not rosy for Chiefs, especially the technical team.
Yeah.
But I cannot fault Kevin Johnson, you know, because we don't know what's inside happening there at the Chiefs camp. But if you see them on the outside, he's not somebody who's talkative or shouting on the bench. He's always like that. His coaching philosophy is being quiet, give whatever that you give, good dressing room, give players whatever that you want. But let's hope things will be better. 7 games to go, 21 points. Let's see how many they're going to accumulate.
Now, let's focus on Nedbank Cup quickly, the games that are coming up. Namhlanje, Stellenbosch, SuperSport United. Entertaining game there. Stellenbosch, of course, they continue to entertain.
Yeah, in terms of Elikini. It's a good encounter. But I'll give it to Stellis. This one, Stellis will go through to the semis.
And then Durban against Jozi, Amazulu. Pirates, 6 o'clock, Dama.
Yeah, you know, if Pirates carry the same mentality, Lebi Banayo against another KZN team in Arrows, I can give it to Pirates.
Sure. Away from home still?
Yep, away from home.
Former champions, Galaxy, up against Chipa United, by the confidence, they by to Chiefs bet. So we've been
but you are where are they going? By Mbombela. And you know, TS Galaxy, hey, they don't take anything for granted when they are there. They want to make sure that they continue. So for Bona, they want to see themselves again in the final. You know what happened when they played against the Kaizer Chiefs? They were still in the second division. So let's hope they will do well. But yeah, I'll give it to TS Galaxy.
Well, there you have it. Those are the predictions, of course, from Jace Kosana, looking back as well at the games that took place in as far as the DSTV Premiership. So let's look forward to the Nedbank Cup games and discuss them with Jace Kosana come next week. Welcome back to Game On now. As you know, what we know is the Kasi Games have really grown over the last 15 to 20 years throughout South Africa in as far as the Easter weekend goes. And HollywoodBets, of course, has done its thing in giving to another tournament that's known as the Tsalanang Games. Let's find out more about it before we speak to Solomon Lishabani, the organizer.
South Africa is a beautiful and diverse country. In some places during Easter time, it's about hot cross buns, religion and family. But in Soweto, it's all about football and togetherness. The Tsalanang Games always take center stage around this time of the year, and every time, the action is spectacular. From its inception till today, this proudly Kasi tournament just gets better and better, and that makes founder Solomon Leshabane extremely proud.
I thought I must give back to our community by doing community games. By that time, it was only top 4. So I did that top 4. It was successful. The following year, the community asked me to do it again. I did it again with the top 8. Until now, it's top 64. Then I have so many names that are coming from Tsalanang Games. Some they were playing for my team, Tsalanang FC, Brambisha Tsalanang FC. I've got Bruce Boom, I was my goalkeeper. Tola Mlambo, he was here. The late H. Marisha, he was my captain. The list is just too big.
It's not only the founder who speaks with such passion regarding the Tsalanang Games. Lucky Mabaso has been a key part of the journey, serving as the tournament director. This event is truly for the fans, and the people of Brown Fisherville always come out in their numbers.
This tournament means a lot to me. You know, like I've been doing this tournament now, that's 11 years on this tournament, and like it grows like no party. Even part knows which is the Tsalanang Games, the Easter Games, the Winter Games, and they know which if we are something, it'll go to church quick and come back and support the Tsalanang Games and come and watch. Because of Tsalanang Games is all about like giving back, like community also. Because I say zeli mina no soli pela or angenzeli mina ala pese, but always give like back to the community.
At least maswa nama local team isazi support abantwana bethu, support abo broro. Maybe one day na wasibabona ku TV, because it's what we want to at least maybe kuna scout yozobheka, and then maybe some of the guys next time we'll see them on professional.
I've been with HollywoodBets from 2015. Since then, they never looked back. They were good, supporting me every year. They also give me a foot passer to give community around Brandfisher. But I just want to say thanks to community, to Hollywood for supporting Tsalanang Games.
Fans cheer, laugh and enjoy the spectacular entertainment on offer at the Tsalanang Games, which are powered by HollywoodBets. But at the end of it all, there's a trophy to play for, and it was Soweto Super United who rose above all the teams that competed to go back-to-back, having won the trophy last year. Now Easter is always a fun time, but when you add football and HollywoodBets to the mix, it just goes to another level.
Alrighty, so thank you very much for taking the time to join us, of course, and it's a pleasure to meet Solomon Lishabane Baba. Thank you so much for your time. Let's talk about the Tsalanang Games. When did it start? How did it start to get to where we are today?
Tsalanang Games started 2013. Why I started the games? As a business owner in Soweto, Brandfisher, as a owner of Tsalanang Pub, I wanted to do something for community.
Yes.
Then it's where I start to organize these games, just to give back to community. I started with the top 4. It was before 2013, but I was just doing because I want to do it. I organized game between Joseph M, YFM, Kalawa Jesmi, and Lesedi FM. It was top 4. The games played. The second year, I did Joseph M versus Status Tavern.
it was who? I see, no, there's something. 2013 is where the thing started.
Yes.
Because I organized a big top 4 with the teams. The games was won by Nwatu All Stars. It was 2013. Yeah. Then the following year it was top 8, top 16, till today.
How many teams involved this year? How big is the tournament this year?
Now it's a 64.
64 teams.
Top 64. But I'm not done yet.
You're not done?
No. My aim is to break a record and do 128 top 128.
How long is the tournament?
Month and a half.
Month and a half. So it ends on the Easter weekend?
Yes.
Okay.
Easter Monday.
Now, I want to talk about the teams you attract. Many will probably think it's teams mostly from Gauteng that play in this tournament. Where do the teams all come from that take part in the Tsalanang Games?
I think this is the only tournament that is bringing teams from outside.
Yeah.
This year we have a team from Ghana.
Ghana?
Yeah, from Ghana, yes. We have a team from Venda with his Masakona Bain Monash. We have a team from Zaneni Kwangwame Itwa, which is Records Dynamos, Dynamic. We have a team from Newcastle, BK Masters.
Yes.
We have teams from Northwest, we have teams from Mpumalanga. We also have a team from Northern Cape with this Makokon United. Giani, all the teams, even Tembisa, all corners, Gauteng corners, the West Rand, the East Rand, even South Val.
So it's nice to see that you're pulling them in from not only the borders of South Africa, but from Ghana as well. But talk to us now about organizing this tournament. What's it like organizing it? It must be stressful. And also, how has the community responded to the tournament?
The community respond very well. It's always packed at the ground. The more it's full, packed, the more problems.
Yeah, yes.
The challenge is the budget. Because when it's full, I need more security.
Yeah.
There must be ambulance standing there, standby, in case someone faint there during the game. So that thing need money, and I'm struggling when it comes to the budget. I had 35 marshals on Monday.
Yeah.
I have to pay all that. So you see how it's stressful, because the tournament, the more the tournaments become big, the more cash.
Yes. And including prize money as well.
Yeah, including prize money. Remember, we paid 150 first prize.
Yes.
50 second prize, 5, third and fourth.
Let's talk about HollywoodBets, their involvement in this tournament, in helping you organize it, and how it's helped you grow.
To be honest, they did change everything, the way I run things. I started to work with them 2015 till today, but this year they were here from Durban. They just fly straight to the tournament.
Yes.
They said to me, Solomon, the next year we're going all out. We see what you're doing now. We were here, we saw everything. So we'll support this event more than this time.
Well, Solomon Shavani, organizer of the Tsalanang Games, thank you so much for your time, and long may your success last, of course, in giving back to your community through HollywoodBets as well.
Thanks, Ngabo.
Well, time flies when you're talking the beautiful game. So we would like to thank Solomon Leshabani, of course, the organizer of the Tsalanang Games, for joining us here on Came On this week. Not forgetting Cherise Kosana as well as Shade McGregor. Thank you at home for taking the time to join us, and look forward to seeing you next week. From myself, Sizu Mapena, and the rest of the team that is behind the scenes is Click Click Bang.